And we are back with more Albion Prelude. So, just again, loading up the game. There's a different quote at the start of the game every time. Probably not every time, now that I think about it. It's randomized, but I have yet to see it happen again. So, take the same one twice, I guess. Alright, so we're just waiting for it to load again. Load times are a thing that are a little bit long in this game occasionally.
Ladies and gentlemen, station administration would like to remind you to keep children away from the airlocks.
Impulse ray emitter removed. Impulse ray emitter installed.
So the reason I did that was just to balance the lasers. Bay 1 and Bay 2 are both on the left side of the vehicle. Bay 3 and Bay 4 are both on the right. So this way, when I fire my lasers, it will be a little bit more balanced. Which we'll see in just a second or two. Like that. See? Okay, so we don't really have a goal at this point in time, other than just, making more money. So, we have 36,000 credits so far, which is not bad. It's a decent amount of money. But what we're going to do is test to see if this game is the same as some of the earlier ones in the series, in that it has ships that you can find just derelict in space. And the closest one is actually quite a distance away. But we're going to go hunt for it anyway. And I don't remember the exact locations, but we're going to hope that I can remember well enough to find it without wasting, tons of time. Welcome back, Dan. Thanks for hanging out again. For some reason, my viewer list is not staying up to date. But, oh well.
Entering system power circle.
Well, that's good to know. Okay. I don't have any bots set up yet or anything like that. I'll probably end up getting deep bot, but I'll do that either later this this weekend or during the week or something, and hopefully that will help. Hopefully it'll help with like notifying me of followers and stuff too. Right now I'm basically just relying on the the email that it sends me on Gmail, so it's not the most effective way to do things. Oh, we should be SATA right now, but I had forgotten that I had that, so the joys of getting used to this game again.
Entering system 3 worlds.
Alright,
Autopilot
3
off.
worlds. So, now what we're looking for is, I believe, the North Gate, which is that one, I'm going to imagine. And that ought to put us into either Boron space or right at the edge of Boron space. And then it's just a couple more gates, and we'll see if
Argon
if
equipment dock.
free ships are still in the same place. If they are, this is going to be a pretty easy starting to the game, because what we'll end up getting on the next couple of hops is a Iguana Vanguard, which is one of the best
Free
transport
Argon
ships
trading
in the
station.
game. It's got a pretty decent cargo hold. It's got guns that you can equip, which for taxi type and cargo things are usually just automated turrets, so it's nice to have guns that you can actually control. And yeah, like I said, it allows you to do taxi missions, which are incredibly easy ways to make some early money until you can get, you know, a fleet of automated haulers and all that good jazz. Again, SATA, gotta learn to do this. It's hard to tell on some of these ones, but the entrance is typically the bottom and the exit is typically the top. So if you try going into the top of these, which I realize how hard it is to tell what's the top, but if you go into the top of these gates, occasionally you will run into giant ships that are coming through, and they'll just destroy you on your way through. So as much as
Entering
possible,
system,
enter from the
Kingdom
bottom.
End.
Kingdom End. This is one of my favorite soundtracks in this game. It's so chill.
Royal Boron shipyards are the heart and soul
So this
of
is
modern
one of
society.
the earlier
There are factories of gigantic proportions
shipyards that you'll find
built to
in the game.
manufacture all types of space
Borons
vehicles
have
and even
pretty
build
decent
and
ships.
sell pre-fab construction kits
They're
for
not-
whole new factories.
they're not great at hauling, so I didn't used to use them a whole lot, but they're pretty decent ships.
Shipyards.
We're not going to buy any right now though, because we're still poor. So. Now I can't remember if this
Military
is...
outpost.
Okay, no, this is not a terribly unique structure. But it is one of the earlier times that you see this in the game. Alright, this should be like Queen
Rock's
Space?
Drift.
Okay, no, Rourke's Drift, okay. Which puts us exactly where we want to be. There's one or two more jumps towards the east, and then we should be in the area to find the Vanguard. At least I think it's the Vanguard. We find a ship in this area, at any rate.
Entering system. Rock's Drift. Autopilot off.
If I remember right, there's also a empty ship in this map somewhere. It's hiding behind an asteroid. Oh, okay. So while I was sort of drifting in the direction that they should be, I checked on my phone to see if there are dedicated spots for the free ships in this version of X3, and it looks like there aren't.
Autopilot off.
So yeah, it's a good thing that I checked before we got all the way to where we were going to go, as we know that that's a futile mission at this point. So what we'll do instead is just sort of explore this sector and then I guess head back, smuggle some more space whiskey, and make some more money. And then once we have enough, we will probably buy another ship. Either one that's a better hauler or one that is a better fighter. I don't particularly care which, so I'll leave that up to choice later.
Computer plant beta. Quantum tube fab alpha.
And where does this gate go?
Gate Queen's space.
Queen Space, okay. Yep, I knew that was along here.
We are scanned. Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
So, when it says we are...
No illegal goods aboard.
Exactly.
Minerals protect you in your travels.
When it says we are scanned, it just means that some sort of cop unit scanned us for illegal goods. Illegal goods would be things like space weed, space whiskey. There's a few other things that will anger the local cops in most sectors. And in fact, we're going back to run some more of those in Heron's Nebula right now. If you happen to have anything on you, it asks you to drop them. If you don't drop them, like jettison them into space, they'll end up shooting you. So, and typically they've got much bigger ships than you do until very, very late in the game. So they will destroy you. And it's not a good idea to anger the early early races, these Boron and Argon, because you'll find them throughout most of the game. So pissing them off is a good way to make yourself a very short career.
Entering system. 3 worlds. Entering system. Power circle.
Right, now was it Power Circle that I could have made all that money off of? No, okay. It wasn't Power Circle, it was Red Light or Home of Light that I could have made all the... Maybe it was Ringo Moon. All the money off of actual ore. I wonder if it's worth doing that or just continuing smuggling within the same sector. We might need to build up more money before we can take on larger trade runs between sectors. So yeah, I think I'll continue in-sector trading for the space weed or space fuel or whatever I'm trading for, the smuggling, and then once we have around 1 million, maybe around 1 million, we will head off and do some larger trade runs.
Heron's Nebula. Autopilot off. Space fuel. This secret factory is a distillery that produces.
Alright, so that's a pretty terrible price.
Better known to all pilots as
typically don't want to buy space fuel for less, or for more than 900 credits a unit.
Space fuel.
Let's check this one.
Factory is a
Okay, that one's
distillery
absolutely
that
terrible as well.
Argon
Both of
whiskey.
these need
They're
stout
known to
spices,
all
but they don't need them
pilots as
terribly
space
bad.
fuel.
They can produce the fuel without the stout spices. If they ever run out of these primary resources, though, the station will shut down.
Space fuel. This secret factory is a distillery that produces argon whiskey.
So, what we will do is head to this trade station in this sector and switch into the freighter that we have, and by then we'll check the space fuel stations again, see if they have some, decent prices, and if not, we'll check the price of ore, and we'll run around selling the ore until we can come back, because this will over time gain more and more,
Free argon trading
and
station.
of course go down in price. This being the space fuel station.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated. Successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Alright, so we're in our Mercury now. What we should do though, what we should have done is move this trading system extension to this ship. And I think there's a way to do that right there.
Please note that any space weed consumption aboard this station.
Trading system extension transferred.
There we go. So now we can still interact with stations outside of being docked and see exactly what they have to trade. Speaking of, what do they have to trade right now?
Argon cloth is one of the...
Okay.
This service.
How much cargo do I have? I've got enough room for
Your
1,000.
cargo bay will be extended by a certain...
So let's find out how much space some typical ore takes up. And once we know that, we'll have a better idea on if we want to extend the cargo bay or not.
Space fuel distillery. M ore mine. M alpha. Docking granted. Autopilot activated. Autopilot
That's
off.
going to be messy if we let the autopilot do it, because it tries to avoid collisions and it bounces itself all over the place because the AI is not terribly intelligent in this game.
Docking granted.
So now that we're through that
Autopilot
problem area, we'll just autopilot and it should be fine. Hey Polo, yes, I did just redo this this game. In fact, I just re-downloaded it last night when I noticed that it was on the sale.
Successfully docked.
It's been a while since I played this, so I'm just sort of relearning the various commands.
Connection to local trading
but I did
network
play
established.
this in all the earlier games.
Ore is the most common mineral throughout the whole known universe. It is used in the production process of almost all technical goods.
Okay,
Ore
so we
is
can
produced
fill-
in ore mines which are built around small asteroids.
We can fill our entire cargo, and we
Attention.
still have
Medical emergency crews
about that
report
same
docking
amount
bay
left
6
in
immediately.
credits. So even if we are blown up here, we're still okay. So that's what we're gonna do.
Ore
We're gonna buy some
bought.
ore, and we'll do some actual trading for non-smuggled goods for right now. But we're not going to do that in this sector. We're going to go to Ringo Moon, and that is not the one that I was looking for. We're going to go to Red Light and trade these off.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Okay. The stock market. I don't remember offhand, and I think it depends which version of the game you're playing, like if it's Albion Prelude or Terran Conflict. If I remember right, you can talk to people at certain stations and they can get you to the stock market, but that could be completely wrong. This is the first time I've touched this game in probably close to 2 years.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
Oh, okay, so since I was just on autopilot anyway, I looked that up for you. The stock exchanges are located in each sort of major hub of the game, so like Argon Prime, Kingdom's End, places like that. But you need a trading extension installed to be able to access it, it looks like. Yeah, so any of the major hubs, like the main areas for each race, will have a stock exchange.
Cattle Ranch. Kahuna Bakery. Kahuna Bakeries are huge orbit factories.
So this entire area of space, like everybody is out of stock spices right now. Unfortunately, I don't remember offhand where to go to get those. Oh yeah, that's a great idea, Paulo. Or Polo, sorry. I haven't played with the stock market before, so I'm just doing the way that I know how to make money, which is a slower starting probably than your idea. Now, I guess I should ask, have you played Rebirth, and what do you think of it? I've played it myself, and I didn't think it was as good as this one, which is why I re-downloaded this. But I guess what's your opinion on that?
Entering system, red light. Argon equipment dock. Concussion impulse generator 4. This weapons forge produces the this weapons forge. Autopilot off. Concussion impulse generator. Autopilot off. The autopilot off. The autopilot off.
Oh, come on.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
There we go.
Successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Or connection to local trading network established. Or sold.
Alright, well, that was decently profitable. I'm happy with that. I kind of wish we had a jump drive, but I don't think we have enough money for it yet. However, with a couple more runs like that, we will.
Please check your cargo is secured before departure.
So I think what we'll do is we're going to go back to Heron's Nebula and pick up another load of ore and see if we can't make
docking granted.
a tidy profit
activated.
and get some jump drives.
Entering system, Ringo Moon.
Now that I think about it, I think there might be mining stations here. Nope. Here. I guess there aren't closer mining stations. Okay.
Entering system, Argon Prime. Argon equipment dock.
Oh, we haven't fully explored Argon Prime
Autopilot
either,
off.
but we're not in a good exploration ship, so
Gate Charon's Nebula.
we'll keep doing exactly what we were before. And later, we will come back and properly explore this place. There's a ship dock here somewhere for Argon vehicles, which will come in handy later, probably. Oh, no worries at all, Dan. Have a great night. I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Haha, no worries, Paulo. That is awesome, man. Heck of a start. How did you do that? Out of curiosity. Like, what did you trade on the stock market, I guess?
Entering system, Charon's Nebula. Asteroid ore mine. Ore mines are mainly built around. Ore mines are made.
Ooh, we are going
Docking
here.
granted. Autopilot activated.
So if we can manage to dock here fast enough before somebody
Ore
else
mines
ends
are
up
mainly
taking
built around
the
small
ore,
asteroids
we
because
will
of
make a ridiculous amount of money trading this when we get back to the other sectors where it's needed. But typically when it gets to cap like this, it is not long before some sort of other vessel comes along and empties it out again.
Successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading network established. You are being promoted.
Oh, we're being promoted. Yay. Alright. For now, I'm just going to
Docking
autopilot
granted.
here because I know
Autopilot
that
activated.
that's roughly where I'm going to need to be. Once we drop off this load, what we'll probably do is hop over to Home of Light, where we'll take a look at what a jump drive is going to cost us, and if possible, we'll just buy that right then, which will make these longer trade runs a heck of a lot easier. We'll have to dedicate some of our inventory to energy cells, but it'll be worth the trade.
Entering system, Argon Prime.
If I remember right, that little station that's sort of off to the left there is Missile Factory, which will come in handy later. Because once we get some fighting ships, we'll definitely want to get some cheap missiles and blow things up.
Entering system, Ringo Moon. Autopilot off. Kahuna Bakery, Kahuna Cattle Ranch, Free Argon Cattle Ranch, L Kahuna Bakery Cattle Ranch, M Gate, red light.
Alright. So eventually we'll probably also end up eventually getting a scanner and scanning some of these asteroids to see if we can build things around here, but that's a ways away. Natural under just energy though. Huh, interesting. I'll have to take a look at that eventually here, because yeah, that is a heck of a way to make money, it looks like.
Entering system, red light.
Alright, and so
Autopilot
now
off.
we are where we wanted to be.
Argon equipment. Concussion impulse generate.
let's
This
check.
weapons forge produces the concussion
They've got lots of
concussion impulse. This weapons forge produces
both
the
have a
concussion impulse generator.
fair amount of ore. So we don't really need to worry about
Light
either of them.
shield. Production. This production
Let's see.
Seeker missile.
This production
Crystal fab. Crystal fabs produce many argon equipment dock. Ammunition factory. Alpha. This factory creates.
Oh, okay, well. Hey, we missed something. Okay. Let's go find out what that is.
Heavy weapons complex. This laser production complex.
Okay, so the thing buying at the best price here, at least, is what we were
Concussion
originally
impulse.
going
This
for.
weapons for concussion. This weapons forge produces.
That one.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated. This weapons for successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading network established. Or sold.
EgoSoft would like to thank you for
Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Okay, so now we're going to check and see if we can afford the jump drive or not. I think it was $100,000, but it could be $1 million. If it's $1 million, then it's not a big deal. We'll just keep extending our cargo hold and eventually trade up for a better hauler, and or maybe make two. I don't know. We'll see.
Entering system, home of light. Successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Fantastic.
Connection
Okay,
to
so we
local
do have
trading
enough money for
network
that.
established.
We can still buy a full inventory of ore and come back and trade that. Actually, it's been long enough now. We can probably check and see if we
Docking
can
Bay
trade some more
9 is closing for maintenance.
space fuel.
Jump
So
drive. In
that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to undock here, head down, use the jump drive, and jump back to Aaron's Nebula. Oh, I guess we'll need some energy before we are able to use the jump drive, if I recall correctly. Yeah, energy cells. Okay. One of those last areas that we just went through had solar station somewhere. Oh, hey. Bad guys somewhere? I don't know where they went, but there are definitely bad guys here somewhere.
Crystal Fab M Alpha.
Over there. Okay.
Pirate Elite.
Let's watch that. Oh, this guy's done. This guy's done. And if we're lucky, he'll drop something useful, which we'll be able to swing by and pick up. Let's check where we are right now, because I really don't want to get involved in the actual battle.
Pirate Elite.
Oh, look at that.
Pirate
That dude's just
Nova
getting nailed. If by chance any of these guys fail, we're going to try and pick up their ships. We may not keep the ship, but they do sell for a decent amount.
Pirate Elite.
Nope, dead. Okay.
Thunderbolt missile.
Alright.
Remote guided warhead. The remote guided warhead is designed to be part missile and part drone.
Okay, well that is definitely a decent selling price. So let's go pick that up. That was definitely interesting. Oh, I guess I should figure out how do I open my bay doors or whatever so that I can actually pick things up. Whoop. Maybe if I just run into it, is that how you pick things up?
Cargo bay now contains
Okay.
remote guided warhead.
Excellent. So let's see if the other guy dropped anything interesting. Doesn't so far look like it. Okay, well.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated. No aim. Gate. Argon Prime.
Okay, so a couple more jumps, and then we'll be picking up some energy so that we can use the jump drive from then on. Then we'll grab some more ore, as much as we can carry, and do 1 or 2 runs of ore, fill up our cargo bay to the maximum extension possible, and at that point, we'll be able to seriously start trading.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
And we do still have to map this area completely, and a couple other sectors, but definitely this one. This one's important. You know what, speaking of the stock exchange, let's go take a look there.
Autopilot activated.
Since I've never actually looked at that thing before. Or at least not in a very long time.
successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Right, okay, so you need the...
You are reminded
I remember reading that
lottery-
before. You need to have the extension to be
Your
able to do
cargo
it.
bay will be extended by a certain
So we're
amount
still a
of
ways
cargo
away from that,
units
it looks like.
using subspace compression technology.
We will save quickly, head back to Heron's Nebula,
Docking granted.
grab some
Autopilot
fuel on our way
activated.
through if we can. If the price is good. And if not, we'll just head right on through, grab some energy crystals, and then we'll start jumping around the galaxy.
Entering system. Heron's Nebula. This secret factory is a distillery that produces...
Okay, that's a terrible price at that factory. And...
This secret factory...
oh, that was the one that I clicked on initially. Okay.
This secret factory is a distillery that
Oh, now that's a good
produces
price. That's a good price.
Docking granted. Autopilot
Now, if we can just
activated.
get there before anybody else gets there and buys it all out, we'll be able to turn a tidy profit here. And then head up and grab some energy crystals. And we're about to experience crappy AI pathing, which is always a pain. So we'll take that off. And
This
we'll just double
production
check.
facility,
Oh, that's not what
Space
we're looking
Fuel
for.
Distillery. This secret factory is... This secret factory... Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
There we go. Alright. Yeah, if we take it off the autopilot, we should be able to fly through without hitting anything, but it will drop us from Zeta every time we get close to something. But we shouldn't hit anything. There we go.
Space Fuel. This secret factory is a distillery. The autopilot off. Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Oh, okay. So the reason that it's not liking it when I use Shift D on my keyboard is I think because I don't have a docking computer. If I remember right, you have to get that before before docking is incredibly useful without going into the menu each time.
Successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Now, I guess before we do that, let's double check and make
Typical
sure.
Argon space station used
All right.
throughout our...
Yeah, that'll work just fine. So we'll buy as much as we can,
Space fuel bought.
and then we will head to the main trade station and drop it off.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Okay, and when we dock, I will be going AFK for just a minute or two, and then I will be right back. In fact, since we are on autopilot, I am going to let this dock, and I'll be back in just a minute.
Successfully docked.
On behalf of our President and Senator, the Argon Federation welcomes you aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Security would like to remind all visitors to keep their belongings with them at all times. Will the parents of the Argon girl by the name of Susie please pick her up at the casino? Thank you. Attention! Security, we got a 473 on level 4 in the bar. Attention! All pilots may be requested to have their cargo bay scanned for contraband. Attention on the flight deck. A ship is departing.